Hey there, my name's Porsha Lauri. Welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today is not the video that I thought I would be uploading today. Usually in my videos I talk about some kind of movie, TV show, or music and kind of give my opinion on it. But today is going to be why I'm not uploading the video I had planned to be uploading for January. And I thought I'd also include like a little bit of a channel update so you guys know what's gonna go on for 2022. So if any of that interests you, do me a solid and drop a like on this video, then run over to that subscribe button, hit the bell next to it so you can be notified every time I upload. But without too much ado, let's just get into why I don't have a January video. So let's take it back to December of 2021. At the time that I uploaded my U video, I thought for sure I would be uploading a couple more before the end of the year, or at least one more to kind of wrap up the holiday season. And that unfortunately just did not end up happening. I just decided to move forward, skip it, and my next upload would be in January. I had been sitting on this idea to do a 13 Reasons Why video for a little over a year actually. Something I do since I started my whole YouTube channel is that if I get an idea for a topic, I try to avoid watching other people's YouTube videos on said topic if they exist. And this is just because sometimes I can get really derailed. I can talk myself out of talking about something because suddenly I feel less qualified to talk about it. Or sometimes I'll fall into a loop where I am consuming all this information about this topic and then I kind of fall out of love with it and then I end up not doing my video idea. So I try to kind of give myself space when I'm thinking of something so that I can kind of create my own authentic relationship with the topic and then design a video around that. I went back to my 13 Reasons Why outline back in October, and I actually had filmed a version of the video back then, but I didn't like how it turned out. It was right when I was trying to edit all of my Halloween uploads, so I just opted to back burner it once again, and I was like, I'm just gonna refilm it when I have a more clear mindset. Fast forward to end of December, beginning of January, I ended up finally finishing my outline for 13 Reasons Why, and I did a video on it. It took me like 2 hours to film, and I was halfway through the editing process. While editing, I decided to go on YouTube, and I'm like, let me look and just see what other people are titling their 13 Reasons Why videos. How do they talk about the sensitive materials in those videos? Things of that nature that I wanted to make sure that I was presenting in a way that wasn't rude or condescending or just completely inaccurate to mental health. What I found is that there were actually quite a few 13 Reasons Why wrap-ups, and all the ones that I checked out I thoroughly enjoyed, but the most disarming part of it is that my videos seem to fall in line with all of them. While I was watching these videos, I kept thinking about the ideas that I was bringing up in my own video, and they just felt all very much the same. And the more videos I watched, the more I felt uncomfortable with uploading my video because it just didn't bring anything new to the table. And so I've decided not to upload the video. I feel like so many topics were trying to be covered in that show that it's hard to feel knowledgeable enough about all of them to commentate on why they did or did not succeed and how they portrayed it on the show. So I've just opted not to upload the video. I just don't think there's a space for it right now. I'm a little disappointed just because I've spent, at least 20 hours working in and around doing this video. That's filming it twice, editing it once, researching for it, and writing it out. And at this point, I don't want to film it again. I don't have anything else new to discover about it, and I think I'm just gonna lay this video to rest. I think sometimes you have an idea, but it just doesn't always work out. But that's okay because it has invigorated me to start on some other projects that I've been backburnering that I think are way more up my alley and stuff that I think I can produce in a better way than my 13 Reasons Why video. But if you're curious of my particular favorite videos I found on 13 Reasons Why on YouTube, I'm going to list them in the description. I specifically would suggest watching the I Hate Everything YouTuber. He has a whole series on all 4 seasons. Almost point for point, things he points out that he didn't like about the show were pretty much the same points I was gonna bring up. I think I'm gonna try to find a way where I can do kind of character studies on certain characters in 13 Reasons Why. I think that might be an angle that I haven't really seen done a whole lot on YouTube, so that'd be something that I felt was a little bit more authentic. My biggest problem when trying to organize the video and film it for 13 Reasons Why is that there's so many really intricate storylines going on, and it's hard to remember all of them and to be able to touch on each point. So if that sounds like something you guys would be interested in, please let me know down in the comments below. Liking this video will help a whole lot so that I know that that's something you guys would like to see. So now that I've explained why there's not going to be a January video, I also thought I would talk about some things I'm planning to do with my channel this year in 2022. And also it gives me a chance to say, thank you. So the first thing I want to do is say thank you. I have 600 subscribers at the time of filming this. 2021 was quite a big year for me in terms of viewership, so I really appreciate you guys. I started my channel because I would search for certain things that I wanted to hear people's opinion on YouTube. I've always been a big fan of, listening to critics or people just give their opinions on pop culture stuff. If you're old like me, in your 30s or older, you might remember shows like I Love the 80s on VH1, or they would do these True Hollywood stories about celebrities on the E! Network. And I grew up just in love with those kinds of shows. I loved listening to people critique certain pop culture moments. I just always enjoyed listening to how other people interpret the world. And it's wild to think that that's something I'm kind of trying to contribute to, even if it's on a super small level. But I just want to say to those of you who are following me on this journey, I appreciate you, thank you. And I'm hoping I can, keep improving a little bit more year by year. And I hope that my videos continue to be something that is a source of entertainment and fun for you. Every once in a while, I do think that people find me overly PC. And honestly, I don't care, that's fine. You can think that I'm overly sensitive. I don't really care. But to not comment on things that I think are inappropriate would be not me doing the job that I set out to do. But for the most part, I've gotten a lot of great feedback from you guys. I feel like I'm starting to create that community, which is why I created a YouTube channel. I wanted to talk about stuff that wasn't necessarily the most popular things, but things that were very meaningful to me. Art continues to thrive, no matter how old it is, as long as you keep introducing it to a new audience. And I know my channel feels like a lot of nostalgia. It definitely is, and that's something that's going to be kind of changing in the future. But a piece of why I do so much nostalgia isn't because I want to feed into what's cool and popular and what people are watching on the internet. It's also because it keeps those things alive. I've seen a huge resurgence in DCOM movies, Disney Channel movies. And now that we have Disney Plus, I'm seeing new generations go and they're watching movies like Brink. And then they're coming to my channel and they're like, oh, this girl did a breakdown, I just watched that movie, or I'm gonna go watch that movie now. And I think that is so cool. It's why I watched all the John Hughes movies growing up, because I saw all these people talk about how 16 Candles changed their life, how The Breakfast Club felt like a piece of their high school story too. I watched all those movies because people told me to. People raved about them, so I checked them out, and now they're a piece of me, as well. So I hope that that's something that you're getting from my channel. I hope that's the impression you get. It's all meant in good fun and to build a community where we can just talk about dumb movies and TV shows, and there's no guilt here. This was a really long-winded way of me saying thank you for joining me on this ride. I'm just gonna wrap up things that you can expect to come to my channel now. So I've had quite a few people going back and checking out my Spinning Out series. I've watched the first 2 episodes. When I was editing the first video, I realized that the show had actually been canceled, so there's only 1 season of the show and there's only 8 episodes. And the general consensus in the comments was that everyone wanted to watch me react to the show. So the plan to wrap up this show, because I know I'm extending it way too long. I only reviewed 2 episodes last year. That's not really fair to you guys. So I'm gonna be doubling up episodes in videos so that we can get through the rest of the season and kind of wrap it up and have that done so we can move on to something new. Also, please, 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 in the comments for those videos, please try not to tell me what's gonna happen in the rest of the season. I had a couple spoiler comments where I was like, oh, I can't read this or react to this because I actually am not watching it unless I'm filming. But yeah, I'm coming back to the Spinning Out series, so hold on. I am definitely going to be watching the rest of it. And I will be doing more deep dives specifically because that's something I just kind of touched on at the end of the year. But one of the most fun videos I had researching, developing, and filming was my Let's Chat about Final Girls. I really enjoyed making that video, so I plan to do a lot more things of that nature on my channel. Like I said earlier, I've gotten caught up in a lot of nostalgia, and that's not really gonna change. I'm still gonna have hints of like things from my childhood that were impactful that I want to talk about, but I am going to try to integrate more new things that are going on. My What Did We Learn series will continue. I really like looking at movies and trying to decipher what the big morals were that they were trying to teach us, but I also think I can do that with other movies outside of the child or Disney sector. So expect to see more of those videos, but of completely different situations and less just like adolescence and those kind of issues. Another thing that I was actually really surprised that you guys wanted to see more of on my channel was last year I did a video where I took Olivia Rodrigo's album Sour and I gave suggestions of other songs that you might like based on her album, and I was surprised how many people actually really enjoyed that video. I had a couple people say that was their favorite video that I did last year, so thank you for that. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to come up with a couple new series that will work on my channel that'll be something that will interest you guys, but I for sure am gonna make another video that's similar to the if you like this, you might like this. I have to be honest, I know that I am queen procrastinator, and I'm very sorry if you have requested me to talk about a specific movie, TV show, whatever it is, and I haven't gotten around to it yet. I really am working on it. I have this tendency to get one idea and then run with it through until the finish line, and I just get tunnel vision until it's complete. But I'm trying to organize my ideas in a better, more constructive way, so that way I'm getting to work on the projects that I've independently thought of, but I'm also giving back to you guys by interwoven different suggestions that I hear from you. Some of the suggestions that I've seen pop up a lot, or they were from a while ago and I want to make sure I get back to this. I will be doing a Scream ranking once the most recent Scream comes out, digitally. Sex and the City. This feels like a point of contention. Is my Sex and the City video controversial? Because I feel like the most negative comments I get are on that video. I'm not saying that any of you guys are negative, but I feel like people come after me for being too PC about that show, but I feel like that show was very ahead of its time in some ways, but also super still playing into bad stereotypes and myths about women and men. I really do love Sex and the City. I'm never gonna stop watching that show. It's just some parts really give me the cringe. Subscriber asked specifically to talk about the fashion, and I feel like that video idea is going to get me less in trouble. But do you want an opinion on the new show? Because I'm watching, and just like that, I just don't know if I want to talk about it. But I have been watching and I have thoughts, but I don't know if you guys want to hear them. So please let me know in the comments. I'm really not coming after you guys. I just feel as though people misunderstood me and think that I hate Sex and the City, and I completely don't. And I want to talk about it more on my channel, but I'm a little afraid. Speaking of things I've talked about on my channel, one of the things that really got my channel, my channel isn't popping, but something that made people come back to my channel has been my Boy Meets World series. The first video I made about Boy Meets World was the first year of my channel back in 2019. And in that video, I just talked about all the things that didn't make sense about the show. That video did really well. It's the highest viewed video on my channel. It's wild to think that 10,000 people, or at least it's been played 10,000 times. But that video really blew up, and then I made a follow-up Boy Meets World video that didn't do quite as well, but you guys really seemed to like it, and it was a lot of fun to film. I talked about just some of my favorite and least favorite episodes. Do you guys want more Boy Meets World content? I did have someone who asked specifically for a Topanga timeline. If you guys want me to do something like that with Boy Meets World, that'd be something I'm interested in. Let me know what you guys think. Do you want more Boy Meets World videos? I'm not against them, but I don't have any currently in the works. So let me know what you think. And lastly, before I let you guys go, I just want you to know that I am gonna be working on consistency. Not as an excuse or anything, but you know, I'm an adult with a full-time job. So like YouTube is something I do when I'm not at work. And sometimes it can get really overwhelming and I can easily run out of time in a week and beat myself up for not being able to upload once a week, but I'm really working to get there. So fingers crossed, I'm hoping by like summer 2022, we will be looking at bi-weekly videos. That's my goal. But yeah, that's what's coming to my channel. I'm hoping to do just a bunch more stuff with you guys and have more consistent uploads. That's the big thing I'm looking forward to. As always, if you enjoyed this video, this little channel update, do me a solid and drop a like on it. Run over to that subscribe button, hit the bell next to it so you can be notified every time I upload. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.